If you're like me, you like to kind of find ways to spice up your YouTube videos, for lack of a better term, in a way that's easy and fun and maybe unique to you and speaks to your own creativity. And one of the ways that I've been doing that in my YouTube videos is adding my own handwriting over top of my YouTube videos, like while I'm talking. And I've been having a lot of fun with this and incorporating some different ways, even a little bit of drawing and some sound effects to really add to the fun effect. And what I really love about this technique of using your own handwriting on your YouTube video is nobody can copy it. No one can take that style and copy it because it's your own handwriting. It's unique to you. So I want to show you how I write on top of my YouTube videos with my iPad, my Apple Pencil, and how I make it all work inside of Final Cut Pro. I'm going to get my iPad set up here. If you're new here, my name is Meredith. I love creating videos, helping you create videos faster that, actually grow your YouTube channel. And I'm using one of my favorite tools, that is my iPad Pro. Now, this is the 2020 version. It's not even like the new iPad version or anything fancy like that. And I'm using the Apple Pencil 2 for this. So you're going to need any app where you can write on the screen and create handwritten notes. And also we're creating a green screen and writing on that green screen. So Procreate is an option. I love Procreate for drawing. What I don't like about it is that the canvas is maneuverable like this. You can use your hands, you use your fingers to pinch and zoom and move it around. And you actually don't want that to happen when you're creating these handwritten titles and drawings and things for your YouTube video. So instead of Procreate, what I have been using lately is GoodNotes. No matter what app you're using, you're going to need to start with a canvas that's 1920 by 1080. So it's the same exact size, same dimensions as your YouTube video. And you're going to need a green screen. Basically, it's just a green background. Now, I will give you this exact image that you see. This is an image. It's the right dimensions for your YouTube video. It's green and it has some lighter green. I hope you can see this, but it has these lighter green lines. We have one vertical and 3 horizontal that just give me an indicator to make sure that I'm actually writing in a straight line and I know where the center line is. You could put more in here. Those are all going to disappear when we bring them into Final Cut Pro. So you will either have to import a image or a PDF that's 1920 by 1080, or you can use the green screen I created. You can download it through the link in my description. This is already sized at 1920 by 1080. So if you download that image and you have it on your iPad, all you have to do in GoodNotes is come up to the top right, click Add New Page, Import, and select that green screen image. And so to make this work, all we have to do is record the iPad screen. So if you swipe down from the top right and hit that record button, it's going to record everything that's happening on the screen. So you can write on the screen and erase it as many times as you want, because remember, the whole thing is being recorded. So when you're done, all you have to do is pull down from the top, tap that record button. Now the recording will save right to your Photos app. And then from here, you can kind of scrub through and you can see how you wrote on your screen. Of course, we're going to have to bring this into the editor, get rid of that green screen, and in order to do that, you're going to have to send this to your desktop. Now, I'm using an iPad, I'm using a Mac, so I can airdrop this to myself. But some other options might be to text it to yourself or email it to yourself, add it to your Dropbox or Google Drive. I'm just going to hit Meredith's Mac Mini. It's going to send directly to my desktop and we'll bring it into the editor. So over here on my desktop in my downloads folder, that's where all of my airdrops go to on my desktop. So if I open this up, this is the screen recording video. Let me show it to you. It's just directly from the iPad. It's just the whole screen recording. Everything is here. We need to bring this into a Final Cut project. So I have my last project already pulled up, but we're going to start the project for this video. So what I like to do is create a new library. So we're gonna call this How to Write on Your YouTube Video, I guess. I'm not totally sure if that's going to be the final title. We're gonna put that inside of the folder, which has my intro clips that I recorded so far. Now, I like to keep my files organized, so I went ahead and moved that screencast, screen recording from the iPad over to my Lacy folder in my inbox. This is just how I organize all of my YouTube projects individually. So I have that, and I also have my intro videos for the intro to this video. So I'm going to just drag these over and import them into this project. And we need to do new project, how to write on your screen, so we can actually get started with this. And I'm just going to take this first one down here and drag it down. And before I get too far, let me just find a good spot for the actual title. So right here, I'm saying to you. So I want to show you how I write on top. I'm saying I want to show you how to write on top of your YouTube videos. And that's the title screen that I created, right, with my screencast and my handwriting. So I'm going to take that screencast. Here it is right here. I'm going to drag this down to my timeline. I know my timeline is kind of squished so that you can see my display window here. And you can see that immediately we have some problems, right? It's not the right size, it's green, you can see the lines, you can see the top part of the app and the bottom part of the app. So we have to fix those. So before we do anything, we're going to crop the top and the bottom. So over here in under the crop pane, I have this selected. I have that screen recording selected. So I'm going to go top, and I just eyeball this, and I just go down until all you see is green at the top. We don't want any white or any other color, or this isn't going to work. So now we have just the green on the screen, and you can see that we have the writing and we have the green. Now we're going to scale it up a little bit. So we're just going to bring it up a little bit. This is where those guidelines that I created here in that lighter green come in handy, because you can eyeball the middle and kind of eyeball where all of the other horizontal lines are. So that looks good to me. Under the effects, options, effects panel here, under video effects, and then under keying, and then you have keyer. All you have to do is drag that keyer effect over to that actual clip, and you can see what happened. It keyed out the green, just like you would do with a green screen. Now, it does this automatically. Like, the settings are pretty much on point for this particular color green. So if you're using a different background or a different shade of green or something, it might be necessary for you to adjust it a little bit. What I find is sometimes the lines, my guidelines, sometimes they show up when I don't want them to, and all you have to do is just fix it with this strength slider over here under keyer in the effects panel. So right now it's fine. I get 100%. It's totally good to go. You can go above 100%. I'm just using my mouse to slide up. So if you give yourself some guidelines and they're still showing up, just keep going on the strength until they disappear. So now this whole entire screen recording clip is no green background. It's cropped, it's centered, it's exactly positioned the way that we want it to be. So all I have to do is kind of scrub through here. This is kind of the same way that I edit my B-roll. And that's essentially what this is. So I'm going to start here where I erase that title screen, and then go back to where I start writing, and I try to use my arrows to get just to the right frame, just where I start right here. So we have this section. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to move this out of the way. So I'm just going to focus on this one little section for right now. So there's this one spot where I say, I'm going to show you how to write on your screen. And as I say that, I want the writing to write on the screen. Remember I said just write at your normal pace. Don't rush it. Don't be sloppy. Just use your normal handwriting. Go at your normal pace. This is where we can adjust it. Now, I really like to get to the end of right here. So all the words are on the screen and we want to animate in, we want to animate the handwriting happening, right? And then I have the eraser that comes through and I usually like to include that part. So sometimes I want the writing to be on the screen for a little bit longer than what it was when I recorded. So I will take a freeze frame right here and I can never remember the command for that. So I always have to go to the help menu. So we took a freeze frame. So now we have this still image that can be longer or shorter depending on what we want to do there. And then we have the first part of this where the writing is actually happening, right? This we need to speed up quite a bit. So I'm going to hit Command R on that selected portion of the clip. And we're just going to bring this over. I'm just grabbing this little handle and bringing it over. So it's going to be sped up quite a bit. So I want to show you. See that? I like to do it maybe a little bit slower. So I want to show you. And then the whole title can stay on the screen. Oh, I write on top of. In fact, this whole entire thing is part of its own, I'm not sure even what this is called, but it's part of its own little collection of clips. So let me just adjust where it shows up. So I want to show you. So I want to show you how I write on top of my YouTube videos. Right about till there. And then I'm going to Command R. I'm going to speed up the little erase function here. My iPad, my Apple. That's it. So you can use that freeze frame to adjust how long the words stay on the screen, and then use the Command R, the speed function, to adjust how long or short of that animated drawing or writing you want to have there. This isn't 100% complete because I think what really makes the drawing on the screen is just a little bit of sound effect to go along with it, just to, you know, kind of keep things snappy and keep the viewer's attention. So here's how I do that. Now, my favorite sound effects to use are pops and clicks, but I have a nice collection over in my assets folder under sound effects. So what I usually use is something like a mouth pop. We'll drag this down here. It's just a itty bitty little sound effect, so it's kind of hard to see there. And then we'll go with Apple mouse click. We'll drag this down. Now coming back over into Final Cut, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so we can actually see here. Now we have a click. Actually, we have a pop happening when this pops on the screen, and then we have a click happening when it goes away. So we may have to adjust these a little bit, but here's what it sounds like and looks like. I'll show you how I write on top of my YouTube videos in my iPad. Okay, so we definitely want to, we're probably going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, so this pop needs to kind of happen closer to where the writing is a little bit more complete. So a pop in a click, or a click in a pop, or two different clicks, or two different pops. Now, all of these sound effects that I used here and use in some of my other videos, I get all of these from Epidemic Sound. That's also where I get my background music, and I've partnered with them to bring you this video. They have such a great selection of all different genres, all different types of background music and sound effects. I love that I don't run into any copyright issues with the background music or sound effects so I can use my videos on, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, even in a podcast episode if I wanted to. I'm trying to find background music that you have the license to use in your YouTube videos, find the right music that actually sounds good, that goes along with your video, can be such a huge time suck and a headache. That's why I just go straight to Epidemic Sound for everything. I don't have to worry about it. I keep a collection of background music that I use over and over again in my videos, but they're always publishing new music in all different types of genres from their artists who are incredibly talented. So when I'm in the mood for something new, I go there, but it's also great to have my go-to background tracks and my go-to sound effect tracks from Epidemic Sound. So if you want to try Epidemic Sound for yourself, you can use the link down in the description below this video. Make sure to use my link. You'll get 30 days free, and let me know how you make out. Hey, creating YouTube videos is supposed to be fun. So I think writing on your screen, getting a little bit creative, using your own handwriting, your own drawing is just a really fun way to incorporate your own creativity into your YouTube videos in a way that no one else can, because it's all coming from your own hand. And if you like easy YouTube videos, the no jargon type of how to use a camera, how to edit your YouTube videos, make sure you hit subscribe, stick around. I'll put my playlist up here for you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to see here when it comes to using your iPad to create your YouTube videos.